Okay, so yesterday when the residents were meeting for our weekly discussion on nonviolent communication, somebody gave the example of being in a family situation with a very unruly, disrespectful teenager, and the thoughts that came up about that. And I was thinking about it some more today, and you know, you could be looking at some teenager who's just mouthing off and go, God, that kid is driving me crazy. They have such a big mouth, they're so disrespectful, and the parents don't discipline them, and go on and on and on and get really revved up about the whole thing. But sometimes, if you stop in the middle of that getting revved up and look, you realize that actually you care about the teenager and you care about the parents. And so what's really there is concern. Like, how is this kid going to function in the world, you know? And how are the parents going to have a happy family, you know? So I was thinking sometimes, you know, the mind can get all revved up about something, but if you stop and look at it from another way, you can get very calm and see that there's actually concern behind the anger, and so you don't need to get angry about it. On the other hand, sometimes we start out being concerned about somebody. You're concerned about the family, concerned about the teenager. And then as you start thinking about it, the inappropriate attention chimes in and goes, oh, I'm not just, you know, oh yeah, I'm concerned, but you know, they're really doing something wrong. I mean, that kid is just acting completely unreasonably, and the parents are too, and we can go from being concerned, easily go to being judgmental and angry and upset. So I was thinking that you have these two things, and of course it's just depending on which way you happen to look at it, you know, and how you train your mind to look at it, what you experience. But not only that, I was thinking of how easily we can go from having a calm mind about the situation, seeing it in a compassionate way, and if we're not careful, our mind takes over and goes to the judgmental, angry way. And how easily, if we are with the judgmental, angry way, if we just stop and look inside and what's really at the bottom of it, if we touch base with what's in our own heart, is concerned. And so you can easily go back that way too. Yeah? And so I was just looking and playing with it, how easily our mind goes this way and this way and this way and this way. And how it doesn't take necessarily, it doesn't take a whole lot to change it, you know. Of course, if we've spent a lot of time getting really angry and having a lot of judgment, it's going to take longer time to find the concerned part in our mind. It's because it's very hidden beneath quite so many layers of judgment. On the other hand, if we're very familiar with the more concerned way of looking at things, then it's going to take, it's going to be harder for the inappropriate attention and the anger and the judgment to come over and kidnap the show. So it's just, you know, showing us to keep going back to that area of concern, to you know, a useful, realistic and beneficial view of the situation, and make that very, very familiar in our own mind, you know. And so this is why when we meditate on the kindness of others, we have to do it repeatedly, you know. It's not just doing it once. We have to repeatedly get that imprint in the mind so we don't flip over to the judgment. And it's the same with any of the good minds that we're trying to cultivate. They need repetition and habit.